Good afternoon, everybody. Jeff from Russ Rocky Valley Garage. Wanted to give you an update on the 2019 Honda Civic. We got the glass guy out today, and the quarter window has been removed. And because we need to take and cut the quarter panel to get it off about right there, we're going to leave the roof section a little bit long because we haven't got the quarter panel yet. We don't know exactly where that's going to take and come in, so we want enough material here so we don't have to piece that. That would be amateur hour right there. We also have the back window that's been removed. It's been put in a safe place, so we can go ahead and continue on. So tomorrow morning we're going to take the quarter panel off, but this afternoon we're going to take and deal a little bit with this door. There is some damage on this door. It's pushed in fairly well, and if you take and look right here, the door jamb itself needs some work on it. So trying to take and bring that out with the door skin on it is going to be real difficult. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the door off, and then we're going to take it over and put it on our bench, and then we're going to peel the door skin off. So the way you take this door off is 4 bolts on here, just like that. Okay, the electrical has already been taken out. The bottom here, we just got to take and thread the connectors out. 2 more bolts on the bottom, and we'll have the door off. So we continue to take and remove the wiring harness. We threaded all the connectors out. Go ahead and put those inside. We have the door off. Let's take this over on our workbench. Okay, here we are. We have this on a couple of sore horses. To take and get the door panel off, there are 2 welds, one right here that is underneath the weather stripping for the bottom of the window. So this piece of molding here has to come off. There's a screw here from the back side. This piece of molding here that goes across the top, there's another screw right here, has to come off first before this panel here, which is glued on, and this panel here is glued on. This panel here, you push it from the bottom because it has T-shaped connectors on it, and you just go in the bottom and you push that up. Okay, you will be buying one of these if you're not careful, because you can break these little hangs off. Okay, so all about that has to be taken off first. This right here, since it's adhered on, it's clipped over the top of this door, and you take your fiberglass trim tool very gingerly from the bottom, take and pry this up in a motion like that until you take and get to the end, and then the whole thing will just roll right off the top because it's connected on the top. Okay? Every single door skin that's put on is rolled over this edge all the way around. Okay, obviously it is rolled right here because the door is split open. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to take a grinder with a 60 grit flat disc on it, and we are going to grind the edge of the door. We are going to take an air file, and we are going to grind out these little spot welds here. And then we're going to be able to take and get this door skin right off. Right? So be back with you in a minute. All right, so we've ground the edge of the door all the way around, and you want to just grind it to the point where you see the separation between the roll that is on here. As you see, there's a very fine line right there. Okay, you just want to grind it to that point, and then you also want to take and use your belt grinder and or your air file rather, and just grind that weld, just weaken it enough so that it will release. So Then what you'll do is you'll take your panel separation tool and just go ahead, just go all the way around. Comes off real easy once you get it started. You can just rip it. So when I get it ripped all the way around, I'll be back with you. So after you run your seam tool around, all the way around it, this will go ahead and open up just like this for you. And all the way around. And the welds that you ground will just pop like that. When you grind them, you just want to see a little circle. You grind it to the depth where you just see a little circle, and then they should pop right off. Okay, if you look on this side right here, you can see that there's just a little circle right there where the weld is, and that should pop right off. And maybe it needs a little bit more convincing. Be right back with you. Okay, there we go. We took and busted that loose. And these door panels are glued on. Okay, now the reason we replaced this door skin was not just because of this damage right here. We can take and pull that out, and we can straighten this door. However, in this area right here, there was a big belly. Okay, so it goes in right here. So this whole door skin was wrecked. Okay, so if we just go ahead, we take that off. So now we have the inner workings of the door. It's all been stripped down. We're ready to take and clean all this up and everything. Where we take and cut the edge of the door, this part of the roll on the inside is still present. So we're going to have to take and the seam tool, and we're going to have to go around there and clean all that off as well. This right here, this black material, is adhesive. All these door panels are glued on first, then you go ahead and you do a roll. You can either do it one of two ways or one of three ways. They actually have a roller that has two rollers that you can take and roll these door skins around the corner here like this. Makes it really easy. You just set them up, you put a couple of crimps on them to hold them in position, because when you get them, the edge will already be bent at a 90 degree. So if the door frame is straight, it should go right on here. Okay, and it'll be like self-indexing. Okay, you should always take and tack it just a little bit, and then go ahead and take your door and try it on the frame of your car. Make sure everything's okay. Then you can go ahead and do your roll. You can take an Eastwood, is not a sponsor, but they have a lot of good tools. They have a crimper, a hand-operated crimper that you can take and go and you can crimp all the way around the door, okay, until you're finished, and it'll give you a nice job. It won't take and mar your finish. It has nylon blocks on it. Costs you about $60-65, something like that. Last way you can do it is hammer and dolly. So you put you can turn the door over on the other side with a blanket on your new door skin, and you can take and hammer and dolly the edge. So that's a couple of different ways that you can take and do that. So we're going to go ahead and clean this up, and then we're going to go ahead and put it aside. And tomorrow morning we are going to be putting the rear suspension back into this, because in the last video we found out that one of the mounting horns for one of the control arms was broken. So we got that welded up, we got it painted, we got it ready to go back in. Is not back in yet, however, will be back in soon. Okay, so stay tuned for the next episode as we move along on our 2019 Honda Accord, 2019 Honda Civic restoration. We got a couple other cars going here, so we're not videoing them all, but this one right here I thought would be pretty interesting. So we'll probably get a door skin on Wednesday, and I'll give you a full rundown on how we go ahead and put that back in. Okay, in the meantime, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be first up to take and see when I post new content. Otherwise, have a wonderful evening. Next time.